Well, I'm going to suit up today and see if I can harvest a little honey from the hive. I haven't opened the hive in a really long time, so I'm not even sure if there's honey in the hive, but there's just so many bees. If I open the back window, you can see there's just comb all along the entire hive, and there's thousands of bees underneath the hive. And so my worry is that there's too many bees for the hive and they may swarm. So the idea here today is to add 2 or 3 more bars to the hive, and then if I can harvest some of the honey, then I'll harvest that honey, put the bar back, and that will give a little bit more room to the hive. I'll move the follower board back about 4 inches, and then the idea is to remove each bar and inspect it until I get to maybe bar 15 or 16, and that's where I think I should start seeing some honey. Some of the comb is adhered to the side of the hive, so I'm using a knife and cutting down with downward pressure, not pushing, because I don't want to break the comb. And I'll have to do this with each bar. This is capped honey right here, and I've had a few bars where the capped honey is maybe halfway down the bar, but I want to keep that so the bees have something to eat during the winter. We're looking through the window in the hive, and you can see my knife blade here, and this is what I'm using to try to cut the comb away from the side of the hive. Now, the interesting thing is the bees don't seem to be attaching the comb to the side of the hive anywhere but where the plexiglass is. So in second thought, it might be better just to build the hive without a window. You can really feel the difference in the weight of the bar when there's a lot of honey on the bar. And all up top here is capped honey, and then all down below is capped worker brood. So I don't want to harvest this bar, that's for sure. And also, one thing you want to make sure when you're holding a bar is you always make sure that it's held like this, or like this, or like this, but obviously never flat, otherwise it would just fall right off of the bar. Okay, well now I'm on bar 20, and you can see almost this whole bar is capped honey, and I think the next bar is going to be the one I harvest. And you can see it's, I hope I can get this on the video, it's just a beautiful dark brown honey. You see that? I wonder if I can, let me see. Well, you can really feel the weight of bar 21. The entire bar is almost all capped honey, and I think this is the one I'll harvest, and I'll leave the other one, which is also capped honey, for the bees. I'm using a new paintbrush to try to gently sweep the bees off of the bar and back into the hive, and then I'll lay the bar on a container and then drape a cotton cloth over the container to keep the bees from getting back into it. Now I'm going to add these 3 bars, and hopefully that'll give the hive enough room to grow and they won't swarm, which is definitely a little bit of a fear of mine. And that's all the honey I'm going to take, I think, because I want them to have enough food to get through the winter. Well, that worked out pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised that I actually got some honey. There's still a lot of honey left in the hive, so I think it should be more than enough for the bees to make it through the winter. And that's really the whole goal, to get into the spring with a nice strong hive. Maybe I'll buy another queen and then split the hive in the spring, and then that would mean over the winter I'll make another hive. And when I do, I'll make plans for it and put it up on my site. I'm going to change it a little bit from the original hive and just make it a more simple build. I don't think you need the window, and in fact I think the window is kind of more trouble than it's worth. So the next step is to cut the comb off. I'll leave a little bit of honey on the bar, then put this bar back in the hive, and I'll have to run down to the hardware store and get a 2-gallon bucket and a paint strainer and start to process the honey. And I'll make a short video on how that worked. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.